None of you can hear me. Hi, what's up? What's up, everybody? Megan here. Let's talk a little bit about Megan. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Hey, Kill just became a Killjoy cult member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sip up on the Kool-Aid, my friend. Chug it all down. Go on ahead and drink that tasty Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah. Welcome, welcome, Hank Hill. I appreciate that, man. I got a little video just for you. Just for you, my friend.
And the second I see some ass, I'm kicking it. For your next trick, why don't I kick your ass? Because I want to know whose ass to kick.
I just remembered that you can't do swear words in the beginning of videos now. And, you know, I just kind of was like, screw it with that. Minute 30 in, we're just going to start playing some stuff. I want to say hi to a few people. Isaiah's here. I just saw Megan. Loved it. Nice. Me too. Loved it. I'm so excited to break it down. Got some special guests. It's going to be great. Tom is here saying, what's up, Jake? Megan was a great movie. Your review is spot on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is the wig staying on? Of course it is. Come on. Come on. We're staying in character all night, baby. Let's go. Welcome, welcome. Julie's here. Hi. Howdy, hey. What's up, what's up? That wig was hilarious. I'm glad you think so. It is very itchy. Maxwell is here saying, I literally just got back from the theater watching Megan. Nice. I hope you enjoyed it. Balls says Technoblade 2.0. Nice. Balls. Always a relevant topic. B Studios is cracking up. Good. Aaron's here. What's up? What's up? Living for Miles. Sarah Campbell's here. Killjoy cult member. What's up? Seen Megan on Saturday, so I'm just popping in to say hello before this gets spoilery. We're gonna do a little non-spoiler review right at the beginning here. Little non-spoiler talk, and then we'll get into spoilers. We'll give you a big warning too. I'll change up the thing at the bottom and all that, so you guys will know. Big collective hello to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do want to bring on my special guest. We also have another friend who's coming later on. Very excited to talk with all of these gentlemen about Megan tonight, about a little killer doll. It's gonna be awesome. First of all, I have the absolutely illustrious Zoe Crawford joining me. What's up? What's up, man?
Hello, everybody. How you doing,
Welcome
bro?
to the stream. I'm doing great. How are you, man?
Good. I love the hair. You grew it up very fast.
In one day. I can't believe I did it that quick. You know, it's something else, man.
Earthbound vaginas are good for hair growth.
yeah. My whole right arm is just covered in hair right now. It's
exactly.
awful. But yeah, dude. So what'd you think of Megan, man? Did you like it or?
Yeah, I thought it was like just like a good killed 90 minutes. I didn't think it was anything like profound. It definitely reminded me of like the 2019 Child's Play remake. I know probably a lot of people compare it to that. It's just like an obvious type of like I don't want to say ripoff, but I don't know, maybe like a nudge to Universal or to did Universal make Child's Play 2019, or do I have that the wrong way?
I want to say it was Universal, right? Like
yeah,
off the top of my head, if I was thinking, I don't know, I'm not 100%. But
I know they were pissed at them making that remake for some reason, because I know they wanted to do the Chucky TV series and everything.
It's also just not Chucky, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's just your standard idea for a killer doll, which I feel like Megan kind of takes that and does something new with it personally, which is why I really liked it. I'm really excited to break it down though.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot to talk about here. You know?
It has a lot of deeper themes of like grief and like how to, parent your children, and how to it has a lot of deeper themes than I thought it would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just kind of expecting a Child's Play 2019 where it was just like, oh, some cool kills. Maybe Megan has some funny things to say, but it's a little more than that. I really appreciated that. I don't know. I'm really hot on it right now. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
I'm excited. I'm really pumped to break it down. Do want to say hi to a few other people here. Max is saying give it a 6 out of 10. There were some good things, some not so good, but overall it was okay. Nice. B Studios is saying I have to wait until Friday to watch Megan. Next Friday. Oh, I was like, wait, it is Friday. What? Dude, that's today. Nice. Technoblade 2.0 is saying they're new, so welcome to the cult. I mean a YouTube channel. I gotta clarify that. I'm gonna get in trouble if I keep saying that. Horror Den is here too. Hey J4KE, what's up? John Smith is here too. Don't trust PG-13 horror. I don't blame you there. I get it. But give Megan a shot. I'll say that. I recommend it. I dig it. I dig it. Night Owl's calling you a cutie, Zoe. Ooh. Fancy. Look at this guy. Look at him go. My man over here is like 11 out of 10. Seriously, Zoe. God damn.
I'll take that.
You'll take it. Hell yeah. Sarah Campbell saying hello as well.
Sarah?
Hello.
How you doing?
We got some awesome people in the chat though. January Flowers. Oh, I love that. I love the name. Happy Megan Friday. Now go slap yo mama. Wow. Dang.
Bold.
Some bold claims. I love it. I love it. Well, once again, big hello to everybody. I just want to say hello to as many people as possible. But let's just get right on into a little non-spoiler chat about this.
Yeah.
So, with like just kind of getting into basics, starting with like I don't know what I want to say without like what themes we can talk about without spoiling things. But is there anything you want to just like hyper focus on for a minute without spoiling anything about the movie?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's not like super like some profound story. It's very simple. In my review, I think I kept it to like 5 minutes because there really isn't a whole lot to talk about with this movie. It's a killer doll doing killer doll stuff. It doesn't tread new territory. It doesn't do anything new, but I think it's very entertaining. It's like you go to the movies with your friends, crack some beers, have some fun, and just laugh at how ridiculous the premise is.
Yeah, it's very goofy, and I think I like that it embraces that. But then it's
self-aware.
Very self-aware for sure. I also like that, like when it's not trying to be goofy though, you can have these little emotional spots where you really care for the characters. I was like, wow, I'm actually surprised by how much I care for Allison Williams' character, and I can't remember the little girl's name, but Katie in the movie. I was like, wow, I really want these people to survive. I want them to get out of this. This is really fascinating to me. I didn't think that it would have that angle to it. I was kind of just expecting goofy, like, okay, this is just gonna be a killer doll running around. We're gonna kill it at the end, whatever, But there was this emotional angle to it that really impressed me. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I mean the main point of this is getting over grief. The young girl, her parents died, so she gets this doll to kind of have someone with her, kind of like a bond of friendness, very similar to Child's Play, in that same realm. And it did a very good job at trying to portray that grief and how to get over that. As someone who's like dealt with grief, it definitely kind of like touched my heart a little bit. It was a lot deeper than I thought. I thought this movie was just going to be crazy, bonkers, dolls dancing and doing weird shit. Like there is that, but it also has like a surprising angle to it that I liked.
And like my other thing about the whole grief and like the doll and all that, comparing it to Child's Play 2019, I just feel like this movie did a better job at it. And without getting into specifics, I just like every reason why Chucky did something in Child's Play 2019. There's some things about that movie that I don't love how they explain it. It's a little lazy in my opinion. This movie explains it in a way that makes so much more sense and works with a horror movie plot a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's like if it's essentially like if Chucky cared about Andy. Like that's kind of like the best way to kind of describe this. It's kind of the role reversal of that. Like if you understand what I'm saying, I kind of like a bodyguard-esque type role.
Yeah, and we kind of had that in Child's Play 2019, which is why it kind of like it just didn't feel like a Child's Play movie to me, which is I think was my big negative. I just love the relationship that original Chucky has with original Andy. It's just so much funnier to me. Like he's clearly this evil psychopath. You know what I mean?
Funny shit in the original Child's Play, like when he first reveals himself and fucking cusses out Andy's mom and shit. It's so funny. I love that movie.
Like it's great. It's hilarious. It's so it feels original. Like that original Child's Play. It feels like I haven't seen a killer doll taking down this crazy, ridiculous angle before. And it
this
also
one's
has
more AI compared to like voodoo, like super crazy shit that they go with that movie.
Right, and another thing with this one is like we've seen robots, we've seen AI movies at this point. We've seen that for the past at least 15 years. Like for like if we're talking just specifically AI, like that is a subgenre. So they're not doing anything new there. But I think the one big thing that they did really impress me with was the fact that they kind of spin it in its own way. They make it something new with having Megan have her like really messed up, twisted view on the world expressed to you in multiple scenes. That's the scariest part of the movie to me. I think a lot of the kills are actually really well executed, but the scariest part of the movie to me is actually we're still in spoiler talk, but some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, dude, messed up. Like I loved it. I'm like,
she's learning and evolving and learning lingos and learning just like the environment of 2023. It's very cool to see, and it's kind of scary because like that could actually happen like in the near future. You could see some shit like this, maybe to not this extent, but you kind of like it makes you think a little bit like, are we going too far with this AI shit? Do we need to calm down the Alexa and not have much technology in your house? It's food for thought.
Right. It's that was one of my that's another surprising aspect of it to me. I didn't think this was gonna be like a deep thinker, and it's like, oh, it kind of makes you self-evaluate a little bit, where you're like, maybe
it has like nuggets of that, but it also is like goofy and like has weird shit in it, and it's like funny, and the kills are very tame. It's PG-13. I understand why they did that. You get more butts in the theater by having a PG-13 movie compared to a rated R movie. But it was a little bit frustrating because like there's parts where like there's a really cool setup for certain kills and it cuts away, and it sometimes it works. It's like you leave your mind to the imagination, but the selfish horror fan in me wants to see M3GAN fuck shit up.
Right. I was judging it based off of its PG-13 rating when I watched it. So I was like, okay, if this was R-rated, this definitely would be crazier and maybe even better. But I think for a PG-13 movie, it did everything it could to be a pretty dang decent slasher, in my opinion. Okay, you know what? We're just getting into spoilers. I can't get around it. All right, spoilers ahead. Do not watch any further if you haven't seen M3GAN. Go watch it and then come back. Let's get into this though. So that one kill towards the end, right, where she's like killing the boss and like the secretary and all that, that could have been more elaborate. I think that could have been a whole thing.
Yeah, and it just, because I did a little research after, and it was supposed to be rated R, and they cut it down. So it's like it shows, which is disappointing, and that's the reason why I'm kind of frustrated, because I feel like later down the line they'll release like an unrated cut, which is cool, but it's like I'd rather have seen that in the theater.
Yeah, no, I agree. I heard that they're going to release like the R-rated cut on a streaming service in like a month or something like that, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but like...
And that feels kind of sleazy. It's like, okay, we're going to get all this money at the box office, and then we're going to try and get, like
even
more money back in with the Blu-rays and 4Ks or whatever.
Right. I'm going to buy it, honestly. Like, I was that impressed. I'm like, I'm going to buy this one.
It's super fun. Like, it's nothing like profound, like I said. It's just like if you want to just have a good time, and for a January movie, it's pretty solid. Not a lot of people are going to the theaters in January. So I think if you want to go out and have a good time on the weekend, this is the movie to see.
Yeah, no, it's really fun for that reason. I don't know. I thought it was like a little more than that, even, I would say. I was actually kind of surprised. I wasn't maybe it's because it's the recency bias talking, but I was just so impressed. I was so impressed with some of the things that this movie decided to do that it didn't have to. This could have just been a Sharknado. You know what I mean? It could have just been but I think it kind of surpasses that in a way.
I was impressed by the way they shot M3GAN, because it's a girl under the costume, and they do like CGI on her face a little bit compared to like Child's Play 2019, where it's like mostly CGI in certain scenes, and Chucky looks like shit. I'm sorry, sorry, but
Buddy,
he looks terrible. Like with M3GAN, they did it a lot better, like 10 times better than Child's Play 2019. Like look wise, like her
100%, and the hyper realism of it too, I think is just really creepy. Like if you look at M3GAN from far away, she looks like a person, but then you get up close and you're like, there's little things that are like just off, and
she's
like the
singing
eyes.
And like being like, it's like she's a human. It's like she's like a little girl, but just like a little bit something off with her. Like it's not like we're Chucky. It's like it's clearly a doll. Like with M3GAN, it's like if you look back from a certain distance, it looks like a kid. Just the movements. It looks really well. They did a great job.
Especially those shots in the forest, like she just looks she moves all weird and stuff. It's creepy.
Ear scene.
The ear is ridiculous, man. Oh my god.
That was probably my favorite part.
That was the best like kill sequence, I think.
Yes.
Like I really liked the neighbor's death with spraying the poison in her face and all that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But that was probably the best, I think, setup to a kill in the whole movie. That was really upsetting. It was upsetting and goofy at the same time. I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah, it's super self-aware what it is. It knows that it's not, treading new ground. It's just doing its own thing within this premise that's obviously wacky, and they play into that.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And yes, Slasher in Suits, to answer your question, yes, M3GAN was actually played like by a real person and all that. And yeah, I can't remember, like, was it digital effects or was it like a mask or something? I think it was digital.
I think it's like a combination of both. I think I didn't see a lot of behind the scenes photos, but I know there was like a combination of practical effects and as well as digital. That's why it looks really good, because it blends both together. That's what like some of the best horror movies do. They blend practical and digital, which I think is the best way to go.
I agree, especially when you're doing something like this. You know, like,
you kind of have to.
Right. There's also a few times in the movie where I'm noticing they actually did use a doll. Like, there's a few moments where the doll gets thrown or something, or it's on the ground. It's like it's totally ragdoll. It's like, that's nice. Okay, you're mixing practical with like a real person, which is practical and just a little bit of digital. I thought that was actually a really nice way to spin it and to make it seem like, oh, this is actually a doll. Even though at some points it kind of tricks you into thinking, oh, maybe there's some human inside of this doll.
Yeah,
it's scary, man. Ooh.
You want to talk about the parents' death scene? Because I did not expect like that at first, because I watched the trailer for this, but I didn't really get the gist of like how this little girl was gonna play into effect with M3GAN, like how that relationship was gonna like form and like what the reason behind that was. But I thought the grief and the death with her parents is really impactful. Like I was like, holy shit, like that really hit me. I was like, that sucks. I feel so bad for her.
Well, and they spend a long time on this. Like M3GAN's not even introduced until like the second act of the movie. You know what I mean?
It takes its time. Like it does.
Yeah. And because of that, if they didn't do that and they would have just, okay, we're just going to get to the killer doll already, you know, we would have started there, it wouldn't have had the impact it had on me. And because they spend the whole first act establishing their characters, and like some of the other side characters and all that, that's why I care so much about these characters. Or when someone dies and it's like, oh, this is a great kill scene. This is really cool that this character dies this way. They do a lot of setup in this movie that is all paid off really nicely later on in the film. And especially with this opening scene, dude, like you were saying, we immediately start off with like this commercial for one of Gemma's other projects, which is so goofy. And like something else I really appreciated, I talked about this in my reviews though, was the animals or whatever, they poop. And then later on, like that's a big joke, and you think it's just a little juvenile funny joke. Okay, nice, whatever. And then you get this immediate juxtaposition with her the parents' death, or Katie's parents' death. But later on, when we're talking about like the knockoff toys or whatever, did you notice the butts glow up? So it's like, oh, it's the same thing, but it's not as like messy and it's more cost effective. Like, to me, I don't know. To me, I was like, that's genius. Like it's so silly and so so ridiculous, but it's also
like
kind of
so
genius.
unnecessary, but they just put it in there like to give you like little nuggets of like
I feel like that's something that would really happen if you were like, oh, a pooping toy comes out. Okay, what's going to be the replacement? Let's have the butt glows up. Sure. Okay. Let's put it in the production. We can make it for $5 cheaper. Sure. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how something that would really happen with a big toy like that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like there's a lot of like corporate greed in this too. Just like there's a lot of different things it touches on that's like super subtle, but it's like it's realistic in a way. Just I was very surprised at the different tones that they threw out and different messages and stuff.
I was saying like it almost kind of reminded me of a lot of the themes like that we see in like Jurassic Park or something, where it's like you're not really questioning the morality of this, you're kind of just doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we explore that later on in the film. Especially with how some of the scenes are presented. Like you immediately, like that one scene where you get M3GAN and she's with Katie and all that, and then she's kind of talking about her dead parents. They're all freaking out. They're like, oh my God, this is all going wrong. But then M3GAN handles the situation perfectly. Everyone's so hot on it, and the music is all triumphant and all that, and you're really rooting for her. But then later on, they talk about how awful of the decision this is with the child psychologist. It's like was supposed to like attach to you, not this doll. You know what I mean? And now you're depriving her. She's depraved of that now.
Right.
So it's really, I don't know. To me, it's just really fascinating how they set all that up.
Yeah, and just like they also dive into like how like children bond with inanimate objects. I guess M3GAN is technically to Katie a real object, but it's very it's very complex in a way. Like it doesn't like dive into it like super deeply, but it's super subtle. Like, and like I said, it still knows what it is. It's still like goofy and wacky, but it has these little nuggets of like, oh, that's cool. Like I didn't think of that. Like that's actually something that could happen. And it has like these little subtle little moments where it's like pretty smart and genius in certain parts. It definitely has a great commentary on like the 2020s, on how technology is just evolving and the different relationships we can have with technology. It's interesting. Like I did not expect that whatsoever.
No, I was really like taken aback by that.
Like it's not as dumb as you might think.
no, it's surprisingly kind of witty, and you're just like, I'm not, was not here for that. I did not know that was going to be I didn't know we were getting into this kind of thing with with this crazy killer doll movie. But I really enjoyed it, and moving into the character. Yeah, no, hell yeah, themes were great. The other thing I wanted to say was the characters too. I think are really well done. What did you think about Allison Williams in the lead role?
I think she's great. Ever since she's like just plays like a really great like I don't know, like I guess nurturing, I guess, aspect to her, and I think she's really good. Like I think she's like honestly, I think she's gonna get a lot more roles like in the near future, especially in like horror genre itself.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Especially like with Get Out, she plays a wildly different character in that movie, for instance.
Oh yeah,
Get Out, like more of the bad guy, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to see her in like different types of roles, like her being the kind of like forced into like this mother role, and I thought you get to see her range in this compared to Get Out.
Right, because that was really the only thing I was super familiar with until now, and like seeing her play a protagonist here, it's like, wow, okay,
like, she's that crazy really well. Motherfucker from Get Out. It's weird to like disconnect your brain from that. Like at first I was like, but then like she settled into that motherly role like pretty well.
Right.
By the end of the film, for sure, definitely.
It was kind of like, yeah, I'll be honest. When I was first watching it, I'm just like, okay, when is all the nasty shit about to happen with her character?
But not to repeat the Child's Play thing. I know it's like it's so hard to like kind of separate them, but it definitely feels like the original, where it takes a long ass time for like things to get jumping. It's not till like what 30-40 minutes in, maybe 20. I don't know.
Yeah, it takes its time, but like we were saying earlier, that's so important to this movie, though, because if you don't have that emotional angle, it kind of just turns into a Child's Play 2019, which is super underdeveloped in that angle, in my opinion, or something like just a Sharknado, where it's like, yeah, okay, you know, they attempt to do
and shit,
yeah, like they attempt to do that, I guess, like the main characters are in a relationship, whatever, but it's much more just about the fact that there is a tornado filled with sharks. This movie could have just been about, oh, well, we have a doll that's supposed to be around kids, but it's gonna kill people. But they do more than that, and I really appreciate this movie for kind of stepping into uncharted territory for killer doll movies specifically. This is a big leap forward in my opinion, and I think that's pretty cool. It's a great start to the year too.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It shows that you can like do a little bit more with the killer doll aspect. It doesn't have to be like a possessed doll like Annabelle, or it doesn't have to do like voodoo shit like Chucky. You can go into this AI type of new territory and tell something like current, that like comment on the current climate of technology, and I think they do a really good job at that. And I think this movie will age well over time, because it kind of like, it's almost like this could be set in the future. So if you see the movie like 20 years from now, you can kind of like maybe laugh at some of the some of the climate that they talk about currently. So it's very funny how this movie can touch upon like a whole bunch of different shit, but still be grounded and goofy. It's so weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's like in my review, I said it was very like kind of chill and relaxed, but now that I think about it, it does touch on different themes.
Yeah, and I like, once again, just something I wasn't expecting. Kind of talking about what you were saying for a minute though there, that kind of revolves around like retrofuturism. I don't know if you've ever heard that term before, but like I
didn't know the word for it, but yeah, pretty much.
Dude, I love that in movies though. Like if you go back and watch like Alien, for example, like that's what they thought the future was going to look like all the way back in the late 70s, and that's so fascinating to me. And that we get kind of glimpses of that here in M3GAN with like technology that obviously doesn't exist,
right?
But maybe could in the future. And it's like, in 20 years, are we going to be laughing at this? Are we going to be nostalgic for it? What's going to be the reaction to it? Or are we right? You know what I mean? Is this spot on? That would be scary if we were spot on. Oh God. But
I mean, shit, man. I guess we're kind of close. I mean, in 20 years, I think something like this could be feasible.
Yeah. But like we also kind of talk about the whole idea about like how this wouldn't work in the movie, and we touched on that already, but I think it's interesting. It's like do we listen to these movies, or do we just not do that? Do we just move on, do nothing, whatever? Do we just say fuck it, let's try it out anyways? It'll play out differently.
What's the worst that can happen? You know, some kids die, some kid gets his ear pulled off, whatever. Like that's the messed up.
Right, man. I want to say hi to a few people. What's up, Marquise? Saying nice wig. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's not a wig. Yeah, I grew this myself in one day.
Exactly.
Extron is here too. What's up? What's up,
Extron?
I already said hi to you, January Flowers, but hello again. What's up? Maxwell is here too, saying how people in earlier decades envisioned the future. Yes, it's interesting. I love it.
That's pretty much what I was trying to touch on. It's kind of like just food for thought. It's gonna be funny to look back at this like a decade from now.
Right. I love that. I love that angle too. And any kind of movie that deals with like technology or how it's going to be dealt with at some point. I love it. Ty Lee is saying I would like a unrated cut though. Well, like I was saying earlier, there's rumor has it that it'll probably get released at some point, like R-rated. Then the rumor right now is in a month it'll drop on like some streaming service and like you'll see an R-rated cut. So I wonder what'll be different though. I guess that's my big question.
Yeah, it might go to Peacock because I know like Blumhouse is like super involved with Peacock. So I mean,
Universal, NBC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. I forgot. Yeah. I always forget that like they're like tied.
Right. You kind of forget that like every Blumhouse movie is also a Universal movie. It's like, oh, wow, that's cool.
What do you think of the trailer for it? Because I know Blumhouse is super famous for spoiling shit. What were your thoughts on what they did with the trailer?
They released a clip early of one of the coolest deaths, which sucks in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't seen that going into it because when I saw that clip for the first time, I'm like, oh my god, this is what? This is brutal.
You think there's gonna be more of like shit like that? I mean, there is, but it like I said, it's kind of watered down a bit.
Yeah, it's not as bad this time around, I'll say. Like with the black phone, they literally spoil every single jump scare in that movie with the trailer. And it's like, really? Like
Halloween Kills is probably the worst of them all. Black Phone's probably worse, but Halloween Kills is up there.
Oh, Kills is pretty bad, dude. I mean, if you watch that final trailer again, it spoils every big thing about the movie.
Terrible. I was so pissed, but I still enjoy that movie. But yeah, Blumhouse does not have a great track record of making trailers. It's frustrating. I really like them. They're very hit or miss. Their quality control is so weird. It's like they have really great movies that are like The Black Phone, and then they have movies like M3GAN that are kind of middle of the road, and then they have
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island or Halloween Ends. That's very controversial. It's such a mixed bag with Blumhouse. You don't know what you're gonna get. That's why going into this, I was like, I'm excited, but this could be like really fucking dog shit or really surprisingly entertaining and goofy, and it leans more towards that way, thank god.
I do agree with you there. I'm worried about whatever Blumhouse has planned for the rest of the year. Like, dude, Insidious comes out in July.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a huge fan of that. Please, dear Lord, do not spoil any of the jump scares in the trailer. I'm begging you right now, Jason Blumhouse people, don't do that. I want this movie to surprise me.
Yeah. They just had a trailer for the new Kevin Williamson movie, the COVID sick movie. I don't know if you've seen that. I saw like the first 30 seconds, but I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch anymore. I don't want it to be spoiled at all.
So I watched the trailer. I don't think it's really spoils much, but it also doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't have me that excited. Like there's like 3 characters in total mostly. And
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think
for a slasher movie though.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it could be like Barbarian where it just like doesn't show you everything that it's about possibly. I didn't watch the trailer, so I watched part of it, so I can't really say, but I'm very curious to see, because what else does Blumhouse have this year? They have M3GAN, they have the Kevin Williamson movie, and then Insidious.
The Exorcist.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, I know, man.
Oh my god.
We forget about that one, right?
I don't even want to watch the trailer because it's just gonna ruin, like if they ruin that, oh holy shit.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna watch The Exorcist, but I'm much more excited for Insidious 5. Like maybe that's a hot take. And personally I like the original Exorcist. I think is one of the best horror movies ever made. But I just don't know about this new. I'm not going into it with high expectations. I want it to be good, but I don't think it will be. Like what else can they possibly do in a possession film that would be brand new? You know what I mean?
Exorcist
like what can they do?
Everything you could do in most Exorcist movies. Try to template after that, and they just don't do it as well. There's some gems here and there, but they're all kind of the same. They're all a little bit predictable, and I think they're like really made for like the general masses, like the general audience, where you just want to go and kill an hour and a half and have fun. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think with The Exorcist, I think it needs to be handled like a little bit differently, and the fact that they're making a trilogy is really weird. Like it's not enough substance there. It's like it's like gonna be Halloween all over again. It's like you need to plan this shit out and have enough like there's enough story to tell. I don't know. I'm so curious. And David Gordon Green he's a mixed bag. I like him in certain things he does. I like 2018 and Kills. Ends is very divisive, but I'm really curious how Blumhouse is gonna do this year. I'm gonna see all their films, so I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Here's my thing, dude. Like, what if they would have just made like 2 Halloween films, right? And they're like, okay, we did Halloween and Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills just kind of ends it, or was like different ending, okay, theoretically. Then you could have had David Gordon Green focusing on an Exorcist movie for 2023 for the 50th anniversary. That's why they're rushing him right now, is because the 50th anniversary is this year.
Right.
Why wouldn't
Why does
you
that
gave
matter?
the guy no time? You gave one, why does that matter? Just like
Yeah.
let artists take their
Like,
time on certain stuff, but
The audience does not give a fuck if it's a 50-year anniversary. It could be the 49th, the 51st day. Like, it's like the same thing with Halloween 2018, where it was 40 years later. It's like, that's cool and all, but like, it doesn't. That's super unnecessary.
Right. It's like, I don't think the product's going to be good because, I mean, they started production almost immediately after finishing up with Halloween Ends. Like, dude, these guys are probably exhausted right now, you know? I don't know. I don't have the biggest, I don't really have that much faith in it because of that, because it's so rushed.
I'm gonna wait. I mean, like, if it's just like a solid Exorcist, it's probably not gonna be as good as the original. You're not gonna capture that magic again. It came out at a time where like horror movies weren't that graphic and that brutal at that time and that realistic. You know, I mean, it was like Terrifier 2. People were thrown up in the theater. People were passing out. Like that's like the OG, like this like disgusting movie that people will talk about for decades. We're talking about it now. So I'm so curious, but I'm gonna hold my judgment, and we're gonna see how it unfolds the rest of the year. We got a lot more movies before then, so we can take our time.
Right. There's a lot of good horror coming out this year, and I really like Blumhouse. I'm much more excited for this year of what they're gonna release than opposed to last year. Hot take. Like I was like,
Yeah.
okay, M3GAN looks kind of like, I'm going into M3GAN. I was like, oh, I had
They're starting
middle of
out
the road
strong.
expectations.
Make it good.
It's good. I like
Yeah.
it. I really think I don't know if they have anything else. Like just off the top of my head, I know Insidious and The Exorcist, but I can't remember if there's anything else.
I mean, 3 movies from one studio, from a smaller studio, you know, is a lot of movies.
Yeah. I think they usually put out like 3 or 4 though, if I'm remembering correctly, a year. I don't know. You know, I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember. But like, I really think Insidious 5 is going to be good. Exorcist is still up in the air. But we have a lot more other crazy horror movies coming out, like in a lot of franchise continuations. Scream 6, Evil Dead Rise, Saw X. There's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Another thing I will say, just a warning, if you guys are spamming in the chat, I will have to put you on timeout. So please don't do that.
Yeah. No spamming. No spamming.
Don't put your can of spam in the chat. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No one
I love
likes
spam,
that.
by the way.
You do?
Great struggle food.
Hey man, listen, no judgment. I love it.
Silly Luma said, "Why is M3GAN so good at singing?" Right? Titanium is stuck in my fucking head.
Oh my god, and that profile picture is something else. My god,
beautiful.
That's
Beautiful.
terrifying. I mean,
Oh, wow. That should be your Tinder profile picture right there.
so, yeah, I should make it. That's my new Tinder.
Yeah, Grinder.
My Grinder page.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
But like that
I
song
love
is so stuck in my head now. Like it's creepy that in the did you see you didn't see the early screenings, but like before the movie plays, M3GAN was like talking on the screen to people like to like put their phones away and shit. It was so fucking funny. Like in the early screenings, like it was like nobody expected that at all.
Oh, what? Okay, wait. What was that all about? I didn't hear anything about this.
So like before like screenings, like for press screenings, there's no trailers before press screenings. It's just
Right.
like it's just like a picture of the poster before you watch the movie, and the poster is M3GAN's face. And it's an image for like the first 10 minutes, and then she starts talking like, "Hey, put your phones away and shit," and it spooked like everyone in the fucking press screening. It was so fucking funny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, okay, dude, I had tickets to go to a press screening Wednesday
Yeah.
night, and I couldn't make it, so I ended
Yeah.
up just seeing it Thursday. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
That's sick. Man.
That's what I like about press screenings. Like it's just like I kind of like seeing trailers, but also like seeing no trailers is pretty nice. It just goes like straight into the movie. It's pretty cool.
I remember I saw the Black Phone in Detroit. Like I literally drove all the way to Detroit to see it early, and they did a whole like presentation beforehand too, like kind of talking about it, and it was
Yeah.
just like, this is so cool. What?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
no
cool
way.
little nuggets for press screenings. So and also yeah, did you go? I got on like GoFobu. That's usually where I get like some press screenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like super reliable. So anyone in the chat, if you want to see movies early, there you go.
I talked about this a little bit on stream because a bunch of people were asking me. They're like, Jake, why don't you go to movies like early? You could probably do that. And
it's hard.
Well, yeah, one, it's hard, and because you got to get those tickets fast. Two, I also just really like seeing movies with buddies. Like I went with my buddy George, for instance, seeing M3GAN, and I don't know. It's just when you go to those things, you typically either get like maybe a +1 sometimes, or just one ticket. You have to go alone. So. I don't know. I really like seeing movies, especially movies like this with friends. Like I think I wouldn't have had as much fun with it if I
kind of wish I went to the Thursday night instead of the press. Like the press was cool. Like, you know, there's also general audience in there as well. But the press is fun. But yeah, going with friends is the way to go for this one. It's definitely a good time. There's a lot of fucking laughs in this that I did not expect. Because I think going to this movie with low expectations, that's what I'm trying. Not low expectations, but like medium or none is like the best way to go. And I'm trying to not see trailers as much anymore, just because as someone who does YouTube videos, it's kind of hard. You kind of lose the magic a little bit sometimes when you're kind of doing this for like a hobby or a job. It can get kind of like tiresome sometimes.
You know, there are some things I wish I didn't know about Scream 6 because I have to cover it on here.
Exactly.
I will admit that. But like at the same time, I never used to follow movies this closely. Like when I 5 years ago, I never used to do this. And like I'm learning things about how movies are marketed, about like I've learned so much in the past like almost 4 years doing this. And it's kind of like opened my eyes to a lot of things. I'm noticing more things in movies now that I never used to notice, like little editing things. And it's like, it's kind of cool. It's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it sucks that I probably know a little too much about this movie going into it, but at the same time, I know so much more about movies, and it fascinates me.
It's a double-edged sword of horror movie news. You know too much sometimes, and stuff gets spoiled for you, and it's a slippery slope.
Well, dude, and the other thing is like 90% of what I report on this page is all like stuff that like I don't really do leaks anymore. I'll talk about rumors, but I don't really talk about leaks. Like I don't talk about leaks. I talk about things that are like officially released by the studios, and they put out a lot of stuff. Like even for M3GAN, dude, they released like a bunch of clips. There was multiple trailers. You got to see a lot of the movie before you even see it. They didn't do that like 5 years ago.
No, not at all. I think people just want to be spoiled nowadays because they showed a lot with M3GAN. They did show a lot. Not as bad with like I said with the other trailers, but they did show like exclusive clips. The trailer itself was pretty lengthy. So I don't know if it's just the analytics or the marketing. I don't know what's changing nowadays, especially with horror movies. There's kind of an issue with horror movie trailers. They show too much, and there's not enough mystery left. Some trailers do it well. Like I said, Barbarian was probably the best horror trailer I've seen in years. So it's weird to see the climate change with this, to see how studios are changing their marketing strategy specifically with horror movies.
Well, people are starting to get like pretty pissed.
I agree.
Like, there's been multiple movies that Blumhouse, and like this, in my opinion, this goes all the way back to like 2018 with Blumhouse's marketing, spoiling big moments from their movies. Like, dude, go watch the trailer for like Insidious: The Last Key. Came out in 2018. They were marketing it through 2017. Dude, the trailer spoils one of the biggest jump scares in the movie, and I saw it coming. My buddy, who didn't see any of the trailers though, the best part about watching that movie was bringing my buddy to it, who had no knowledge of the movie, and when I knew a jump scare was coming, I would just look over and watch him. It was awesome. But most people don't have that.
I like going to the press screening and then going to the Thursday night premiere just to like lay back, and I did the same thing for Scream 5 and just kind of lay back and see like the reaction of like the reveals and like the kills and shit. It's so fun. Like there's moments of joy in that, just kind of seeing shit unfold.
right and dude, like for M3GAN, for instance, I had a great theater experience. I don't know about you. I've heard from some people that like, they were like, oh, there's a bunch of annoying kids at the theater or whatever.
PG-13, man.
Yeah, it's PG-13. You know, that happens. But what I will say, dude, is like for me at least, holy crap, it was just like so much fun. It would like people were clapping and stuff when we're in spoiler talk, so I can say this. When they finally killed M3GAN, people were like clapping and people were cracking up when the Titanium, when she starts singing that right after saying the most evil shit imaginable to fucking Katie about killing the little boy earlier. It's just like, oh my god, M3GAN, what the fuck?
She evolves into like this evil fucking twisted little fucker, man. like but still, she still has like some sympathy, but it's crazy to see her arc growing from like learning and evolving and just changing into this fucking weird fucking thing and like this abomination.
You can't say that about most slasher movies. You know what I
No.
mean? You can't say that about like, oh,
Yeah.
you don't see growth in Jason Voorhees.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Michael's still stalking 40 years doing the same shit.
he's like the most static character imaginable.
Yeah,
he doesn't move, you know?
Super stagnant.
Something else I was gonna bring up, Zoe, and I don't know if you're familiar with these, but have you ever seen like the Adult Swim infomercials?
Yeah.
So
I just watch
this
Adult Swim all the time.
movie. Oh, okay, sick. This movie kind of feels like one of those to me. Like, I don't know how you feel about that, but it has that same like wackiness to it while still having like a psychological and like horror feel to it. I don't know, how do you feel about that? Like, especially with the opening scene being like a commercial for this kind of fucked up product.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely really wacky. It just feels like a big fuck you to like the Child's Play remake. Like it's how it feels. It feels just like them like taking a jab at them. Like, we can do this fucking better than you can, and they do. Like, to be honest with you, I totally forgot about the Child's Play remake until I watched M3GAN. I was like, oh yeah, that fucking exists.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm still not big on. I love the kills. Like, that's the
Me
one thing
too.
I'll give to Child's Play 2019. The kills are incredible, but
Yeah.
that's all I got.
The look, the Aubrey Plaza playing this mom that it's like a weird age gap there. It's not the best, and it's kind of forgettable. But in this one, like, I think there's a lot of laughs, and I think the unrated cut, which will probably come out very soon, with the next couple of months or so, will definitely get a lot more eyes on this. And I think the rewatchability is pretty high in that regard if they do release that R-rated cut.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that, and I want to see if like any of the kills are crazier. It doesn't, like, from the way that the people who worked on it described it, it doesn't seem like it's going to be like the craziest elevation, because
Yeah.
they even said like the reason we made it R was because it's already so close to PG-13. We might as well just do that anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it really going to be that big of a difference?
I think
or
it's
not?
just going to extend some of those scenes that, because like, I feel like it was like a lot of cutaways and a lot of like moving different shots and moving the camera in ways to where it's like letting your mind think. But I think they do it too much to where it's not like interesting. It's just annoying.
Yeah, no, I agree. The biggest one for me, like, I really only have two negatives about it, which I'll ask you about some of your big negatives in a second. But like, my only two big negatives about the entire movie was I just wish we could have seen more of that kill in the elevator with the boss and like the secretary or whatever. And the ending of the movie, and this is very nitpicky, I just want to preface it with this. I don't think Katie was in reach of getting those gloves, like, from where we last left them in the movie. I'm pretty sure they were on the other side of the room, so she wouldn't have been able to grab them. But once again, I mean, that's just...
Yeah.
Who cares about legitimacy in this movie? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, sometimes you have to put like different glasses on with different movies. Like, I went into this movie knowing it's January. It's January.
Yeah.
I want to have a good time. I'll have a drink next to me. We're chilling. Like, this is just gonna be like a cool movie, hopefully, and it did that. I don't really have much negatives to the fact that I've watched this once. Maybe I'll watch it again, but I think rewatchability is huge. But I think they're gonna force me to rewatch it when they release that an inevitable unrated cut. That's the thing about it. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna tune in again. So they'll probably steal my money.
Hell yeah, man. That's good stuff, though. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good cut of the film, though. I'm still excited for it and all that. I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. Jaguar sorry. I was just gonna say Jaguar Rose is throwing $10 in there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Just saying, Jake, happy Friday. I just finished my shift and immediately jumped on the live stream. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. My daughter, 11 years old, went to see M3GAN with a friend tonight. Can't wait to hear her thoughts. Nice.
Sick.
I hope they enjoy it.
Yeah, I think this is like super fun for like kids. Because I started watching horror movies when I was like 9, 8-ish. I got into Friday the 13th and shit. So, I mean, I think this is like definitely like up like kids' alleys, especially like the technology aspect. Maybe they can relate to it. The Gen Z iPad babies. They can,
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can see myself as her, in that situation.
Right. And that's a big theme, I think, in this movie, especially when Katie's like losing her mind because she can't be with M3GAN. It's very similar to that, and it's scary. It's scary stuff. It's a scary world. But I also feel like this is a great This is a great like intro movie to horror movies. You know what I mean? This is a great one to show to your kids because it's really not that bad. You know, it's more goofy, it's more campy. It has a creepiness to it, and there's like a little bit of like an existential crisis element, which I think is hilarious. Like Megan saying like, "Can I die?" and all that. I found that hilarious. I don't know. Me personally, I just dark humor like that just hits really hard.
Yeah, her self-awareness like evolving in the movie is funny. Like just her like it's I don't know, like just the way she phrases things and the way she says things is fucking hilarious. Just her like gaining all this knowledge from the world and just like with pop culture and like learning different things. It's funny. It's not nothing new, but it's funny. It's like every single movie about some AI robot, it kind of follows the same plot of like them absorbing everything around them and doing weird kooky shit. But in this movie, they do it pretty well. It's funny.
Yeah, no, I really think your daughter will like it though. Jaguar Rose, it's a very funny movie. It's very relatable and just it's a good time overall. I think that's the big thing about it. So I really hope they enjoy it. Jaguar Rose, I hope you get to see it too. Really good stuff though.
The TikTok marketing, the dance shit just like blew up. Like it's like and then like all the marketing of them like in New York on top of the Empire State Building, all these different Megan like people dressing up as Megan. Like they had like people dressing up at like football games, like very much like kind of like reminding me of Smile, the marketing they did for Smile. I love marketing like that where they just go out and do viral videos because that's super smart. That's like such a free, cheap way to market. Just someone's gonna see that and record it and then goes on Twitter, it goes on TikTok and just blows up.
And, you know, it's great, and they don't spoil anything about the movie. No. It's like, why does Blumhouse not put more of their money into, like, stuff like that? Like, just keep running campaigns like that instead of giving out clips for movies. Yeah. That would get the point across.
Just give us, like, a 90-second trailer and then do a whole bunch of viral marketing like that and, you know, clips and a whole bunch of stuff and posters. Like, that's the way to go.
Right. No, I totally agree, Zoe. Jaguar Rose, though, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate the support. All the love to you. Thank you.
$10 hairs, baby.
Oh, $10 hairs. I love it.
3 cans of spam.
lot of hair, lots of spam to eat. It's great. This is the most uncomfortable wig I've ever had.
I love the jacket. Is that like a lavender? Is that a graystone jacket?
I have no idea. This is from high school.
Very flattering. looks good on your figure.
Look at how short this thing is on me. Like you see my entire wrists. Like it's
it's the 7th grade, jacket right there.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But hey man, you got to commit to the bits sometimes, and here I am. I don't have is it an ascot that she wears in the movie? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was digging through my closet this morning doing my review. Like I'm dressed up like this at the beginning, and I couldn't find one.
I saw the intro to it. I thought it was fucking funny.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Great stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I liked M3GAN though. I think it's very fun. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's just like it's not, like I said, not profound, but it's just fun. Like it's super easy. It's like an easy watch. You could just eat a whole bunch of popcorn and hang out with your friends and just fucking laugh at the silliness that happens.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think I was just really blown away by the fact that this movie did more than I was like. I was expecting this to be like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. I'm gonna be honest. Like that's what I went into it with that, and it just really kind of it exceeded that. I like right now I'd probably give it a 9. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 in my review. Nice. I was really generous with this movie, but I just really enjoyed it. The fact that they could do a concept that's so familiar and make me feel things I don't usually feel during a movie like this, I was like, okay, that's really impressive in my mind. I will ask you one more question though, and I don't think Darjan's coming. My buddy was supposed to show up.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, so I think we'll wrap up here soon, in just like 10 more minutes or so. But I do want to ask you, do you feel like this could be a franchise starter? Like, could you see another movie coming from this franchise?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just the AI aspect of it makes it so easy to like body hop and body switch too. And also it's probably gonna make a shitload of money. So it's like it's inevitable. I could see definitely a sequel going down, and it's getting crazy reviews. I think it's a little bit overhyped. Like the Rotten Tomato reviews are crazy. Rotten Tomato, I don't like abide by that, but a lot of people do. Like their rating system's kind of weird and wacky. But I definitely think it can absolutely spawn like multiple sequels or a franchise. I would like to see crossover shit. Like they should cross like M3GAN over with like different other killer dolls or something, or like
Chucky versus M3GAN or something.
Yeah, man, we don't have that. All we have is Freddy versus Jason, really. I mean, what else do we have that's like mainstream, like big blockbuster horror icons fighting each other.
Alien versus Predator, but like,
okay, yeah,
that's I mean,
That's
it's been a
two.
while.
Yeah. And I think we need that, man. That'd be sick. Like I be like, fucking, why not? This movie already is in the vein of like goofy wackiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what we need to. We could get back to that a little bit. I like that movies are embracing that goofiness, like mainstream ones specifically.
Yeah, like
I feel like it's been a
Malignant.
minute. Yeah, Malignant too. Yeah,
Just
same
shit
writer.
Like that. Yeah. She wrote that, and then she wrote what else did she write? I saw like a thread of like all the shit she wrote.
Oh, okay, yeah. Those are the only two that come to my mind, unfortunately.
Yeah. But anyway, like I would definitely like to see just kind of like studios embrace that, just kind of like sharing properties and like, I don't know, probably not, because splitting the profits would be probably a nightmare.
Yeah, I think that's why you don't get them anymore. So like, if there's something that's part of like the same studio though,
because
with something like
with
that
Jason,
happening.
I think Jason and Freddy were both under New Line for a certain amount of time. The rights for Jason are fucking insane. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a whole can of worms, man.
Yeah, that's a whole video on its own. So.
Yeah, I've also, we were talking about this on a stream the other day too. I was saying like, I would love for there to be like a horror video game where it's like it's all these characters fighting in like Mortal Kombat style fighting game, but that could never happen because of like rights and licensing and all this. It just
Mortal
there's
Kombat
so much you can pull.
actually has a lot of horror characters. They have like Leatherface, Freddy, Jason. So like they do have that, but I think like I want like a Scream video game, like I want that'd be sick, like the Corey meets Scream, or like Clue and Scream mixed together or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Like I think just adding more different like characters from other horror genres together would definitely be awesome. And I think M3GAN could definitely like fit in there. I think she could definitely kind of like maybe not like outperform Chucky, I mean, because he's so like ingrained in pop culture, but I mean like maybe to the younger kids, like this could be their Chucky.
Yeah, and I think that this franchise has it really does have the potential for that. Like, I think there's more that they could do with this character and with M3GAN as a doll. We also had multiple little indicators that there would be a sequel with the ending shots, the thing turns back on and all that.
Yeah,
We
right.
also, dude, the other thing that I noticed that kind of didn't go anywhere, and I'm expecting it to go somewhere if a sequel ever gets made, is the one secretary dude who's like, the whole point of his character is literally just to do this. He gets all the stuff for M3GAN and sends it out somewhere, and you don't get to see where that goes.
Yeah, it's probably in some yeah, you're right, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, they've kind of dropped little like nuggets of like, some are more subtle than others, but of like inevitable sequel, because they probably knew what they had with this. They knew it's cheap to make, probably it's PG-13, it's gonna make a lot of fucking money. So yeah, I mean, why not? I'm down for a sequel. Like I'm down for just like horror movies just like this. Not everything needs to be fucking Hereditary, not everything needs to be like Sharknado. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can find that middle ground where it's like, okay, it's like a blend of both stuff.
And I love the deep thinkers like that, like Hereditary or The Lighthouse, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I love all those movies, but I do love me just a good old fashioned horror movie.
Yeah,
Where it's just
James
like,
Wan's
okay.
a part of this. He's I think he wrote it and wrote part of it and produced it. I don't think he didn't direct it, obviously, but I think like a James Wan like directed sequel would be interesting.
Oh man, that would be wild. He unfortunately, he usually just like defaults to some random other director, like how he's done with the Conjuring franchise. Like Michael Chaves is just doing every single movie in the Conjuring franchise for some reason now.
Yeah.
Listen, no offense to that guy, but like he's yet to impress me. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on
Also,
there.
I feel like that franchise, he kind of got it as it was kind of running out of steam too. So like I don't think
There's
he got
that
it.
too.
Like if he got it maybe in Conjuring 2, we could be talking a little bit different about him. Like I think he's solid. Like the Conjuring 3, what the devil made me do it, right? Yeah, that it was a little bit boring. I think I'm kind of, the Conjuring universe is like spreading too thin. I'm not a huge fan of The Nun. I think we're also getting a sequel to that this year as well. I don't know, man. Like that's a whole franchise that's not really impressed me all that much. I like the first Conjuring a lot. Conjuring 2 is cool, but all the other stuff is not really my cup of tea.
Annabelle Creation, I think, kicks ass personally. That's the only other one I would bring
that's the
up.
prequel, right? Yeah, where it's like they're in the 1800s house and shit.
Yeah, like that one. That scared the shit out of me. I'm gonna be honest. That fucked me up. But the rest of them, they're okay. The first Annabelle it's got some good moments, but the story is fine. I don't know. So the Nun 2 though? Are you kind of excited for that this year or not really? Because I'm on the fence about it. I'm like, whatever. The first one didn't blow me away. So
no, and then like Vera Farmiga's sister's in it, and it looks just like her in the first Nun. So I bet like general audiences are super confused. Like, is this like are they related? Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't know. But regarding the Nun, not really. Like, I'll see it. I'm gonna review it, and I'll probably, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to expect. The last Conjuring movies we've seen haven't really blown me away. So.
I just can't believe the original Nun made so much money. Like it's okay, but it's not like it's nowhere near as good as any of the other like the good Conjuring movies. You know what I mean? Like
I think just because she's in that universe and she was honestly probably the most scariest parts of some of those movies.
Conjuring 2, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, wait till you see her standalone movie, and then that like in the Conjuring movies are huge, already. So I think just seeing a familiar character is definitely. I mean, we've seen it with different like horror like movie villains and stuff like jumping into their own solo movies, or even like superhero movies are like a better example for that. But I mean, just someone like she's so recognizable and she's so distinctive, and she has like a great costume, and like the actress who plays her is fucking phenomenal. Just like her creepy stares and the makeup is fantastic. Like I see why it's successful.
That's my big like. So I've watched it a few more times because I saw it in the theaters and I was just disappointed. Like I'm just like, what did I just watch? I've watched it a few more times. I actually bought it because I was just like, it was like $6 or something. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it another chance. And I watched it again recently, and I'm like, there's some really good moments here, but the plot is just all over the place. Like there's so many things going on that make no sense. But dude, yeah, she gives a terrifying performance. Bonnie Aarons, she's incredible.
Yeah, I think the worst offender. It's not a part of the Conjuring universe, is it? Was it the Curse of La Llorona or whatever? Is that part of the Conjuring universe too?
It's like technically not, but it also kind of is because one of the characters from the Conjuring universe is in it. It's weird. Like it's
like a weird subset section of it.
It's like a yes and no answer. Like the director is actually Michael Chaves. He's come out and said like, oh yeah, no, it's technically not part of the universe, but we just wanted to do that as a nod. But having a character that's from like it's the priest from the original Annabelle that's also there. Right. So doesn't that kind of connect it? I don't know. Like what? I don't know.
My mind. That's why I thought of it. I was confused. I was like, is it not? So I don't know. But it definitely that even. Fuck, I forgot about that movie too, man. There's just so many, there's so many fucking movies in this universe.
Right, like it just keeps going, and they got more coming too. We got Nun 2 and Conjuring 4 on the horizon. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Evil Dead Rise. I mean, we have a lot of great stuff coming this year, and M3GAN's a good start though.
Dude, how about that trailer for Evil Dead Rise though? Oh my god.
Yes. I'm excited. Evil Dead never misses. So, I mean, we're in for a treat. Infinity Pool, haven't seen the trailer yet, but all I know is Mia Goth, and I think it's Alexander Skarsgård too. So I'm there.
Now, Zoe, what I will say is that's a good trailer. That one doesn't really spoil what it's about, which is nice.
I've been trying to limit like doing trailer breakdowns because I'm like, I've gotten to the point where like I was like ruining things for myself. So I'm trying to like be extremely cautious with what I watch now.
It kind of depends on the movie. I think like with Scream, I'm not like I'll report on stuff that gets publicly released. This is stuff that the company wants us to talk about and watch. So I'll watch it, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But if it's if it's a movie where I'm like, oh, this is not really the biggest spoilery movie, I might look a little deeper into it. It just depends on what the type of movie is. Like Evil Dead Rise, I don't really think there's too much to spoil with that movie. It seems like it's going to be a little deeper of a film too. Like there's some stuff from the trailer that has me like raising a lot of questions, but it's nothing where like if I find out about that beforehand, I'm going to be disappointed. Like I'm there for the creepiness, the kills, the blood, the guts, and hopefully a good story at the center of it, which as long as I don't know any of those things, cool. But if other things get spoiled, I'm like, whatever. Where did the book come from? Someone tells me that. Okay, whatever. I don't care.
Exactly. There's like Evil Dead doesn't really have like we're Scream or like there's like a central mystery around who the killer is. It's it's a different type of movie. I definitely get what you're saying there. Different trailers you can kind of like watch it and it doesn't really matter if it's like some things are spoiled.
Yeah, I actually like with Evil Dead Rise. There was something I just watched the Green Band trailer. Like I watched both the trailers. Something I noticed is I won't tell you this because it might be a spoiler. There's a certain creature that I figured out might be coming out that you see this very brief picture in the book at one point, and I think that creature is in the trailer secretly, but you don't realize it. I won't point it out if you don't want me to, though.
Yeah, we can play Hush. We can play Hush on that one.
I'll shut up. There's I'm gonna make a video about it, so don't watch it. So
okay, I will not watch it. But yeah, like I said, I think just I want to make more like long form content instead of like reactions to trailers or like breaking down trailers. I'm trying to like gather. I'm working on Terrifier 2 video at the moment. It's honestly probably my best video I've done so far. I'm so excited to drop it. So I'm trying to do stuff like that, just kind of like long form content of like diving deep into movies.
I would love to do that, but every time I do, nobody watches the video.
Yeah, I like to just like blend it with both. You know, you kind of have to like do a little bit of both. You know, just kind of give the audience what they want and then do your own thing at the same time.
Like, I spent a week doing this video on The Conjuring, and it has like 100 views currently, and I'm just like, you just can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I know.
And if you want to do something that hits on a trend, you have to do it kind of quickly. So you have to find this weird middle ground. It's really tough to do evergreen content unless you just find something that's gonna hit always. You know what I mean?
It's very hard.
Tough.
You work. People, I don't know, in the comments, if you don't make YouTube videos, you work on a video for like 2 days and no one watches it, it's a punch in the vagina. It fucking hurts. It hurts your soul. It's not fun. So like it can be frustrating. I definitely feel you. I've had those a lot. I've had a lot of videos where I'm like, holy shit, this, like, you want to make it for yourself, but it's also like you want people to see it, so it's like it can hurt.
Right, dude. Like, I've tried to start so many different series on this page, and like just nothing hits. And it's like, I'll put like a week's worth of effort into something, and I kind of fell into this thing where I'm like, I have to talk about news, and I don't mind it. I actually do kind of like talking about the news and all that, but I just wish I could do like a big weekly video or something. But like even now, you know, we had 38 people watching us. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate that. But
all 38 people, you're all beautiful. Thank you.
Right. But like if I was talking about Scream right now, we'd probably have like 100, 120. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like those are my typical streams when I talk about Scream. It's great. Like Monday's stream was insane. We had like 100 people average, which was nuts. And it's a shame. I wish because like this is really exciting in my opinion. Like M3GAN was really fun. It was a really cool movie. I liked it. I wish more people were here. I wish we had 100 people talking about it right now. But I am really not to sound like I'm not appreciative. I do appreciate all y'all being here though. I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's other really exciting things happening right now in horror especially. So it's a shame.
I get you. Everyone, if you haven't seen M3GAN, go see M3GAN. It's fun. So just go out there and support movies like this, and we'll get more weird, wacky movies like this. We don't need to rely on like Scream or Halloween, and those movies are great, but I like to see more semi-original things.
Right, and like there's so much good stuff right now, but so, like a lot of the franchises that are coming back are really good, and then there's these like whack-ass indie movies that are coming out of left field that are so good. Like, dude, Infinity Pool, like we were just talking about. Skin of Marink is coming out next week, which I'm super pumped for. Both of those movies, I see nobody talking about them, and I'm super pumped for them. We're getting
Clown in a Cornfield. I think that's getting produced this year too. It's based off a novel of like, it's kind of like a Stranger Things-ish type shit, but with like a killer clown. So there's stuff like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's definitely like a lot of really good stuff coming out this year. Like I said, Infinity Pool looks fucking great. And there's also the big blockbuster stuff like we talked about. Scream releases on my birthday, so that's fucking awesome. I can't wait.
Oh, no way, dude. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm pumped for that. I mean, there's so much good stuff. M3GAN's a great start, and we have like the next 90 days are pretty packed. The next like 120 days, because that goes out to like Evil Dead, that goes out to like April, so like these 4 months are gonna be like super intriguing,
dude. And you know what's funny about that? Like, not to my knowledge, I don't think we have any like big releases like in May and June for horror, so like I don't know what I'm gonna do for this page then, because we won't, like, theoretically we might not have any Scream stuff to talk about. So I'm hopping on the second. I'm getting the second pages. I'm building them up right now just in case there's nothing to talk about for 2 months. So scary times.
You can develop your long form content, you know, just experiment, do a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm sure there's going to be like some gems that every year there's something that comes out. Like Smile was like a huge one. Barbarian
Right.
was huge. Like movies like that will just come out of nowhere that you're like, this might be good, and then it just fucking blows up.
And it was like Smile too was huge. Like everyone was talking about that. It made
Yeah.
like 200 million at the box office too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Megan's
that one was
doing
big.
pretty good. Like my video has like 2,000 views. Like that, like
Nice.
There's like little stuff that like there's like little victories in there, like within the
Yeah.
within the big movies, spread between them. So I mean, like I said, dude, Megan's fun, dude. Like everyone go out and see it if you haven't. It's a good time. It's like a perfect. I mean, there's what else you doing? It's snowing on the East Coast. It's flooding on the West Coast. I don't know what the middle of America's doing or wherever everyone else in the world's doing. It's just January. Go out and have some fun. Go do something to take your mind off this dreadful weather we're in.
Right. Oh my god. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, I do want to say, yeah, like thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
probably gonna be peacing out and stuff. Zoe, thank you for joining too. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Dude.
Anytime. It's been too long.
It's been too long, man. I had to have you on the page talking about some weird ass horror flicks, of course.
Yeah.
So make sure to go subscribe to Zoe Crawford's page, though. Who he did just put out a review of Megan, so go watch
did.
that after this. I bet it's
Spoiler-free.
awesome.
Spoiler-free review.
Spoiler free. Are you
Yeah.
gonna do a spoiler one or no?
Probably not. It's not like a lot to talk about with this. I can't like dive as deep as I want to, but I have a Terrifier 2 deep dive that I'm dropping. I have some Scream 6 stuff because I know that trailer is gonna come soon. I have a feeling. So I have some stuff in the works. So subscribe to my channel if you do feel so inclined to.
Hell yeah, man. Good stuff. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate all y'all being here talking about some weird ass horror movies. It was great. It was a good time.
Heck yeah.
I'm just so you guys know for my new schedule, like I'm kind of not doing anything on the weekends, but Monday through Friday I'll be posting on this page. So join me back here on Monday for some Scream talk. It's gonna
Hardest
be great.
working man on YouTube.
Oh man. Thank you. I hate having that title, but unfortunately here we are. All the love to you guys though. Thanks for watching again, and as always, don't forget to kill it.